Looks like it's going to be a decent opening. There is a bounce coming for sure. The Nifty is indicating a start above that 19,300 mark, led largely by names like Hindalco, SBI, Tata Steel, HDFC Bank and Adani Enterprises. So that is the first tick on the index. You have the mid-cap index also, which is rising actually, up 176 points, now 186. 190 now on the mid-cap index, and there 200 points higher on the mid-cap index. So 0.5% rally. Good green opening across indices, Sensex, Nifty, mid-cap, bank Nifty, all in the green. The advance decline ratio is also well in favor of advances at 3:1. Now, if you look at the bank Nifty, it's batting for the bulls this morning, up almost 190 points. And then let's take it straight to the individual banking names. There's SBI, HDFC Bank that is up in the green. Bajaj Finserv from financials is higher as well. And Maruti Suzuki comes out with its numbers this week. The stock is up about 0.4%. Hero MotoCorp, TCS, Divi's, HUL are a couple of stocks in the green. On the red side, there's NTPC down about 1.5%. There's news flow on that one. Infosys, in fact, a lot of IT stocks are under a bit of pressure. Starting with Infosys, there's Tech Mahindra that comes out with numbers later in the evening, so keep an eye out on that one. Britannia, HDFC Life, Power Grid, Cipla are a couple of other stocks that are just a tad bit in the red. But otherwise, it's a decent-looking market opening, you'd have to say. 50 points higher on the Nifty now and 150 points higher on the Sensex. Let's see how long this green lasts.
Well, indeed. A few stocks in focus, though, Sonia. Delta Corp, the one that's corrected more than 35% in this year itself. Well, that stock is up close to around 6% because they've got some relief from the courtrooms. So good on them. That stock is holding well in the green. Genius Power, that's another big winner. It's up close to around 5%. It corrected in Monday's trading session, so that bounces back. NCC Limited, well, that's up close to 3.5%. And Union Bank as well is higher in trade today. NTPC, well, Nimish had highlighted that note by Bernstein. Listing of the renewables business may not be the best thing for them. That's at least what Bernstein believes. That stock is down close to around 1% as we speak. Other big movers from the broader markets, let's pull up a few of them. Sri Renuka, that's up close to around 4%. So that's moving well. South Indian Bank volumes very, very high. That's up 3.5% as we speak. And a couple of other notable movers. India Bulls Housing Finance took a sharp knock. Well, that's pulled back as well. And MMTC, we've been warning you about some of these low-float companies. Just in the last 5 sessions, I think the stock has corrected from around 85 rupees to around 57 rupees. Zomato as well, catching its breath, it seems. That stock is down close to around 3% as we speak. But a decent opening, Prashant, almost in line with what the GIFT Nifty was suggesting.
Yeah.
The Nifty Bank, that's the key one in there, and the Nifty Financial Services Index. Because in the final hour of trade on Monday, both of them did see a sharp decline. Both of them have bounced back a little bit this morning.
Yeah, no, absolutely, Nigel. So it's about 40 points right now on the Nifty. We're at about 19,322. By the way, market breadth is, maybe things will improve a little bit. 200 higher and 1,700 lower. By the time we left off at 3:30 on Monday, advanced decline was 10:1 in favor of declines. I mean, this is just too still early, but, it's deeply in the negative. Market breadth, that is. There you go. All right, we'll come back to this in just a bit from now. I think we mentioned Zomato is the top volume traded stock coming up on your screen. Varun Beverages is down about 0.75%. This is, I'm kind of sorting this by volumes. So Credit Access is down about 2% or so. I think Orissa Mine sold off sharply on Monday. It's down another 2.5%. There is NTPC, as Nimesh was highlighting, 1.25% lower. Paytm, I think, sold off sharply on Monday. It's down another 1.5%. Supreme Industries, it had that flash move to almost, I think, closer to $5,000, I think. It's back to about 4,200, down another 2%. Lodha, that is Macrotech, is down about 2%. Max Healthcare is down about 2%. Policy Bazaar will come up on your screen. 4% loss there. From levels of what? I mean, almost 820, 830. 2 weeks back, it's down to about 670 now. That is Policy Bazaar. Mahindra Logistics reported numbers. I think numbers are a little... it's not exactly great numbers, but 4% lower on Mahindra Logistics. So, yeah, I mean, there is a fair bit happening and things are moving around quite a bit. But on the upside, apart from what my colleagues mentioned, Delta Corp, 5%, almost 5% higher. Suzlon continues to, inch higher, about 4% up. Stocks at about 33 plus now, consistently comes up with, in terms of large volumes. Union Bank, Indian Overseas Bank, UCO Bank, Central Bank, the entire public sector bank space is coming up with some gains as well. So it's not a bad-looking screen. And I just want to put out KDDL, that is Kamla Dials, which is coming up with 11% gain. So that's a big one that we have at this point. So 36 points. It's a decent start after a complete carnage on Monday. So we'll see, watch levels closely. 19,323 is what you have.